this episode, we are full on spoilers.
Hi everyone, I'm Jen.
And I'm the Geeky Hippie. Welcome back to What the Adaptation, the YouTube show that reviews adaptations from one medium to another. This week, we're doing something a bit different. We've done game night before, so that's not entirely new. But this time, we're going to be reviewing about a game that got made into a book. At least that's how I understand it. Jen can tell us more as we start playing. We're going to be playing, or I'm going to be trying to play Betrayal at Krondor, which Jen can tell you when that game came out. She probably knows. While she's doing that. 1993. Well, tell us a bit about the game while I get mine booting up.
Yeah, of course. So the game was made by Dynamix Studios, which is a subsidiary of Sierra On-Line. At the time, offices were in Oregon. So they had a little project about wanting to make Raymond E Feist's World of Midkemia. They were granted some licensing to make a story, and they had rights to a particular span of years, and there was just like a huge gap within the books that they knew that they could make a game out of. So it was pretty much right after the King's Buccaneer, and kind of after the end of the Rift War. There was a period of time where there wasn't a lot written, and so they were able to take some characters that people knew and loved from the story and kind of make their own side story that still could fit within canon. And then later, Feist, based on feedback, it was very critically acclaimed. Won the role-playing game of the year that it came out. So Feist canonized it by making Krondor the Betrayal later, which is the book based on the game. So
which isn't too bad.
Essentially, the game is where you pick up very shortly after the Rift War, with a couple of characters that the writers made themselves, and then a couple that will be familiar to people that were interested in the book. They felt so I'm going to stop as Glenn plays the game.
This shows? Okay, yes. Go ahead. We're not going to read this. I'll leave this up for people to read for a second.
Okay.
And they can always pause the video and rewind the video to check on the length.
No worries.
Oh. So, some great 90s animation. And look at the resolution on that. Isn't that
wonderful? Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
definitely.
Compared to what, I remember from that era, because I played video games back in that era on computers. We had a Commodore 64 that we used to play games on. Mm-hmm. Ooh, dead body. Let's loot it. This I know how to do. Share with party. And I know for a fact he's the only one that's any good right now at lockpicking.
At lockpicking. That'd be Squire Locklear.
Yep.
For sure.
Locky.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is the world map. And I will get out of that. And this is the overhead map. And I know if I get on a road and you hit that. Whoa. Turn. There we go. What's he want?
You don't really know for sure. They just stop and they give an interlude.
Yep. Do we wish to bury him? We could do that. No. Elves don't bury. Well, elves might. Moreville don't, because I've read this part. And hey, guess what? I've read the book. So, let's see. We're not going to bury him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to jump through these.
Essentially, what's happening here is they're letting Garath be able to be unbound from his manacles as he's a prisoner right now and swing a sword.
Yep. And see how if people who haven't played the game, because I've got this thing here turned on, it shows my cursor, doesn't it?
Yes, sir, it does.
It keeps me on the road as I just drive along the road. Aha, and I think I know what this is. Mm-hmm. Someone was calling. I'll leave that up for a second. I wish you could back up. I didn't mean to double click that one.
Yeah, that's the only thing that sucks. There's no like it's just one direction. You can't go backwards in a dialogue tree, unfortunately.
And
So
something tells me that all these models for these characters are just people who worked at the studio that was creating the game.
yeah, essentially, yes.
Like that guy here, Owen, he probably is a programmer,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
and it just
It
they threw him
was
in a costume and a wig maybe.
it was local theater kids from Oregon. Mm-hmm.
That too. I know that even in big movies, people get thrown into costumes that just happen to work on set, or like, people who work in the special effects department, like random guys from Industrial Light and Magic have appeared in Star Wars and other movies in costume just because they were there on the day they were filming. So let's ask him about the nearest town. He
He's
has a
like, I'm
bad
on a
sense of direction.
bender. Yeah.
So let's see. House ends. Well, sleeping on the ground. Yeah, sleeping on the ground is not good, especially when you're getting old.
You do that a lot in this game. You make camp.
Yes. So the blue wheel must be a Serrani who created that and named that in.
Mm-hmm.
Is
It
anything left
is.
behind in these? Because the blue wheel party is a major element in the
Yes, it is.
Empire trilogy, and also in the Rift War saga, at least in the first book.
You are very astute. The Blue Wheel Inn is owned by a Serrani, which is odd. But we get to him.
All right, so I'm just trying to pell-mell my way to Krondor. Oh,
If you go to
to
the
tell.
main side instead of the eagle eye view, you can see enemies that are on the road. But he was
Oh,
just kind of
okay.
laying in wait for you.
Well, all right. Why is it not letting me click the guy? Oh, there he is.
You
He's
only have
too far away.
yeah, it's like D&D rules where you have to like, turns are made by either walking or attacking.
That's how
Exactly.
far he can go. So, but I figured that out.
Yeah, Grath's a tank, so he goes slow, but like sure.
And I turned the music off. I didn't want to,
The
playing the
yellow?
game.
Go ahead, I'm
Yep,
sorry.
I don't.
Yep, the yellow is the highlighting him to attack. There you go. You got it.
Right.
Oh, I love the way you play. I used Owen for melee as well. I just bash people with a staff. It's so
Yep.
great. And it does the
I
job.
haven't done anything with the magic on this game yet.
Perfect. I
I
very
usually
rarely use
avoid
them.
magic.
Me too. Me too. People are like,
There
"What?
we
You just..."
go.
So in order to loot and to see enemies, just go to like the regular view. Yeah. So like the main. Oh, sorry, not that one. The main. Sorry. There you go. Yeah,
There
yeah,
we
yeah.
go.
You'll see him on the side of the road.
Found on side of road, dead. Alright, I will give this one to Locky.
If you want
Keeps
to
the
enter a
money.
city, the little blue roads are like lead to special places that are like either side quests or cities on the map. The gray road you just passed was Lemute, which is a city. But 1 second.
Oh, not what I want to do.
No worries. Yeah, go
Alright,
back to
this
the
one, nothing on that one.
No, if you click it, it goes
That's
back to the eagle eye view. The thing with a little X. There you go. Yeah. That goes back
okay.
to it, and if you click again to the big map,
I'm
it'll show.
trying to get to that's what I want.
Oh yeah, if you want
Alright,
their
I click
inventory, you
on the
just click on
guys.
their fave. Yeah, you just click on
Yeah,
it.
that's what I wanted to do. He gets all the good stuff, so he keeps that. Split the food up. Share with party. There we go. Oh, well, he's got lots of food. Share with the party.
Yeah, sometimes when they divvy it up is a little bit like, oh, how'd they do it? It's not 100% equal.
What's that?
Restoratives. So if you're really low
Oh,
on health.
like a healing potion. Gotcha. Well, let's split the food up a bit more.
I
Let's
think
see
it's
who's
pretty
got
well.
what. Does it tell me when the person is encumbered, or is that not a thing?
It's not a thing. What it basically is you have to play Lego stacking blocks with that big inventory screen. Once it gets full, that means their inventory is full. And you have to go to a
Oh,
town to sell.
okay.
So it doesn't matter how much the things inside that big screen weigh, as long as they fit in the screen, you can carry it.
Okay. All right, back to the eagle view. All right, Krondor is right here. That's where I'm coming from. So south and then southwest.
Mm-hmm.
They were being watched. Unsure where the observers were located, Locklear wheeled about just as a figure emerged from behind the trees. Oh, you want to fight, huh? Well, here we go. Oh, you're going to hit me from there, huh? I'll come
Perfect.
get you.
I
All
love how
right.
you fight, by the way. This is exactly how I fight. Good job, Owen.
You should see me playing games like Oblivion and all the different Elder Scrolls.
Mm-hmm.
Well, put it this way: any game where there's a video or a camera angle that has to be controlled as well as running around,
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to watch me play. You will be grabbing the barf bag because I will have made you dizzy.
I love the way you fight so far. That's probably my favorite thing of watching you play.
Yeah, I just gang up on them.
That's what I
Yeah,
do too.
get over here. There we go. And I was about 10 minutes before you hopped on the Zoom. I discovered how to do a swing attack.
Yeah, I do the
All I
right
had
click.
been the right click instead of the left click, which is what most of it I've been doing.
Yeah, some of them run away, and you're like, no, they know they're low on health. And yeah, you want those
There we
guys because
go.
you want to loot their bodies.
Yes.
So go to main,
So main.
and then there you go. There they're at.
Let's see the one body.
I would give Owen some armor. Right now, he's not armored at all.
Okay.
Just so you know. Otherwise, I will not tell you.
Oh no! If you think I need to be told something,
No,
feel
you're doing
free.
good. You're doing good. You're doing excellent.
All right. I haven't found a crossbow yet. He's got the best armor and sword on. Exit. Where's the other guy?
Oh, you have to get off of the road arrow click. Just click off of the little arrow. Yeah, and then you can move off of it and kind of around, because otherwise, even if you're trying to get around to bodies, sometimes you have to like go around the backside and get to like men that drop behind somebody else. It's super annoying. I don't
Well,
know where the
it's too
guys went.
dark. I'm going to camp. Screw it.
There you go.
Heal into it.
So when you're
Exit.
camping on the side of the road, you can't get all the way to full health, but you can get to like a percentage. Yeah, but where are the bodies? It's so weird. Where did they go? I'm not sure. I actually don't know.
Their friends took them in the middle of the night.
That's so weird. I don't know where they went.
I'll just assume they were night cloaks. Or night hawks.
Mmm.
Just curious. No. I hit the wrong. Didn't mean to hit that. It's not what
You're
I was
good.
trying to do. Wrong turn. Wrong direction.
I do that all the time. Like I'm sit there and I'm like, where am I going? There you go.
And just speedy up. Bird shot in the sky. Oh, that's always a good sign. I think we might do well to pay attention to that little creature.
That means something's coming up in the road.
Notice a circle of holes. As he taking over where common sense had failed him, he shouted for stillness. Don't move. You shouldn't have shouted that. In our daydreaming, we allowed ourselves to wander straight into a trap. Whoa. The hell?
You have to make your way around the poles. Going through them will get you electrocuted. That's all I will say. I'll let you figure out how to do. And also a thing, you don't have to leave them all around the poles. As long as you leave one guy around the poles, then you're out of the trap. All three don't have to make it. So like Garath is slow. You can just leave him back there or skip his turn or just have him go back and forth. Yeah. Good thinking, Glenn. Powerful thinking. Good job.
No, did not want to move him.
It's okay. I see you absolutely got the gist of it, though. You absolutely understand how to get out of it. Perfect. You did it all on your own. It sucks that he's near death, but you got the trap. Like that totally threw me when I was you've got some restoratives though, so that helps.
Yeah. So click out of that. How do I use it?
The little hand. Right clicking will leave a description using the little hand. And that helps. His little aches and pains begin to subside. If you just click on that, that'll just bypass it. Just click. So use again. That'll use each one. And at first, he'll heal very slowly. But as he gains health, he'll start. Otherwise, you'll have to do a lot of camping to raise their health. And you may want to give other restoratives from the other party members. I think Locklear had some. Yeah. There you go.
You actually went down a health point at one point when I drank, because I started at 5, I drank, and it went down to 4.
Ooh. Yeah, he's in a near-death situation.
I think he was losing.
Mm-hmm. If you right-click on their, instead of left-click on their profile faces, you can do that from the screen, too. Okay, his condition is normal.
That's right, I forgot about this, so while I'm remembering...
Oh, yeah, you can, this helps a little bit.
So, because that, defense, and, self. Have you noticed I've given up on worrying about curse words on our channel for now? I really don't care.
Kind of noticed that. I was like, okay, because I know I've slipped. I know I made a couple of I know I've been like, oops.
There was one night out of the 4 of us, 3 people dropped F-bombs.
I know I dropped.
I was the only one. I was the only one that didn't that night.
I was like, oops, when it came out. I'm like, I'm sorry.
And I cracked up because I think there was one night, I think the last time Jim was on, even Jim dropped an F-bomb, and Jim doesn't drop F-bombs.
No, he's usually very good about that.
All right. That's what I wanted. See, lockpicking. I want to increase that. Set that to increase, I should say. Melee and defense for now. Exit, and then I'm going to camp. Camp until healed.
Well, no, Garath's starting to get hungry. You got to give him some more food. Oh, no, he's losing life. He's starving. You got to stop it. Oh, they're all going to die. Okay. If they don't have any food in their inventory, they'll start losing life because they'll starve. So, yeah. I will say, because you're so low on food at this point, if you don't go to a town, you will die. You will not make it to Krondor. So I'm going to, unfortunately, because else the game will end. So I will have to probably say you may have to turn around and go back north. There's a couple little side things that you have to
All
maybe
right.
do to go back to that
So,
little town of Lemute. Or there's actually a little town that you pass that's right on the road. Yeah, there you go. See that little blue line up there? Oh yeah. Yeah, it's over there. Yeah, I think there's a little town right there that you can get some food.
oh hey, there's something there.
The food place is on the other side. Okay, turn right a little bit. There you go. Click on that building. Oh, there you go. Can I get you a bite to eat? You say yes. Okay. So he sells rations, but right now you don't have a lot of money. You only have 18 sovereigns. And one pack is 3 gold, 8 silver. So I know you've got some extra armor and stuff. You can sell that in the town a little bit north of there just to get you a little bit more money. But either way, you will definitely have to get something here for sure because they're at a near death state.
Whereabouts in town?
So if you go
Where
to like a
sell?
big overall map, like the big the other one, yeah.
The big man.
You see how your little cursor's right there? If you go north, there's a little white dot. There you go. It's called the Mute. That's where the Blue
Lamute.
Wheel
Yep.
Wheel Tavern is. It's kind of you'll see another gray snaky road heading off the main road, and that will take you into the city proper. And you can sell some of your stuff. You may have to camp again one more time. Oh good, they have some things. So if you want to, don't camp until healed. If you want to move your cursor to dawn, which is right at click on the little there you go. Yeah, just click to that point and they're good to go. They'll definitely make it to the Mute within the day. So you're good. Okay, that gray road, that's where the Mute is. Perfect. You got it. Yeah.
We should go in for supplies.
Okay, so there's your town. Good job.
All right, and this is how you do it, right? I watched. There's another game I've played that was like that, where what?
It kind of wants to go away. You gotta like hover over where the shop is. Yeah. And then in the left, there's a little buy sell thing that comes up. If you go up to like where the. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, some other game I've played worked sort of like that. All right, now, what's this arrow here do?
More inventory stuff that you can buy. So it's just a scroll.
Okay.
So that's what they have to offer. And then if you want to sell, you just go to your inventory and then drag stuff over to where it says shop and they'll offer you stuff for it. There you go. Easy as that. So that's how you make your money. You're already getting more money. That's great.
Did you ever play any of the old Bard's Tale games?
No, but I really want to.
I think those are games with your penchant for retro gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Those would be perfect for you.
So you've got a little bit more money, but I will say you probably have to go to stuff off of the road and look at treasure chests and holes and enemies to get more stuff. Because you definitely need food.
Exit.
I will give you a little hint. In that little river there, there's a little magnifying glass. If you click on it, there's some free gold that's there. A little bit of gold. Just drag it into you. Yeah, there you go. I'll give you a little bit.
And food is at the inn, right?
Yes, sir, it is. And usually they're saying this is barkeep, but in this case, there you go, barmaid. That's the person that you want to get food from.
Who's these?
They have random NPCs with little hand signs. If you want to talk to them, you can.
All right. rations of 1 is 4 gold and 7 silver.
7
Is that what it-
rations. So
7
this is
a
4
week's
gold.
worth of rations.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And rations 14 for 9 gold. I can do that. Goes on. Oh. Wow.
Sometimes the haggling doesn't go good, but I think if you exit and come back, you can buy it again. You can try again. I don't remember though. I have to remember. There you go. I just wouldn't try haggling again. Because I don't know what happens if you do it too many times. I'm actually really bad at haggling. I don't ever haggle. I know people that do, but I don't haggle. I'm like, I don't know how to do this.
I can do another one of those. Oh, they let me buy it. They're still letting me buy it.
Awesome.
Let me look at something. Give all for now. Haggling 5%. 43%. 37%. Well, next time I haggle, I should do it with him. Give all. He can hold the money for now. I think I can get one more. Nope. It was worth a shot. Let's see if it worked.
You're braver than me. I'm like, oh, I'm so like not good at it.
Well, see, honestly, I'm so close to the beginning of where I started that if my characters die, I just restart.
Yeah.
Okay, what did I lose? 10 minutes? 15 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Where if I had been playing for a while longer, I'd be a little bit worried. Sumani clapped twice. That was a clap. Okay. I don't know if you're hearing the sound effects that I've turned
No,
music
but
off.
I know it goes like that. Like
Yeah.
it's a little weird little noise. No, I can't hear it, but I know what it sounds like. I think it says honor to your houses.
You're welcome to the Blue Wheel Inn. May you find the drinks to your liking and the company of our patrons pleasurable. If there's anything our servants or I may do, you need only ask Sumani. How much of the Rift War stuff in total have you read at this point, do you think?
Not a lot. I think I've read up to where, Pug's on Kellowan. He's talking with Mara via coma. I know that it's like I haven't read all of it, so I haven't read the ending.
Okay. There's like 30 some odd books at this point now.
Mm-hmm.
In the entire cycle of the Rift War. As a soldier serving the Shinzai, they're all Kasumi. I like Kasumi. Kasumi is one of my favorite characters from Rift War.
Mm-hmm. He's they wrote him to be very closely tied with this story.
Surrounding warriors traditionally kill themselves, yeah. Ooh, let me see. I've heard that the permanent rift gate to Kellowan is located near here. I was hoping we'd get a glimpse of it. There would be a little to see at this moment. House Akoma and House Anasati. Anasati, I don't remember that house. Yeah, over on Non-Trust or Half-Life, Bill and I are going to be doing Wednesday this week. We are finishing up our little bit of what's it called, the Kurt Vonnegut stuff. We're doing Breakfast of Champions this Wednesday. That's coming out Sunday. But then after that, we're doing the Empire trilogy. We've got AP Canavan joining us for the first one, and then we've got our friend. Let's see, 75 hours should cover it. Whoa.
Yeah, he's very expensive for combat training.
Nope.
He just, yeah, that's kind of a pass.
Yeah. Goodbye. But who is it? Oh, Nynaeve Sedai is coming on for book 2, and then we are having Jim come on because he's the closer for so many different things on What the Adaptation. We figured it'd be fun to have him on Non-Trust or Half-Life as the closer for our Empire trilogy thing. All right, so Double Unlock. Is that a dwarf? Must be a dwarf.
It is.
That name. Being as a dwarf never forgets such as his own name, or as much as his own name. I recognize a strapping young man before me who I last saw as a boy. Well, I'm not reading well tonight. No slight intended, but I fear I don't recall the occasion. As the rest of your human kin, as the rest of your human kin, none among you can remember much past a week. Wait, what was that sentence? Let me reread that. I forgot it.
That's right. I got it. Give me a second.
Yeah, I noticed. If not for the we canny dwarves, you would have forgotten that you have a kingdom at all. I fetched you out of a cellar along with a score of women folk at the Battle of Suthanon. Don't you remember me, Loki? Dougal, of course. Glad to see you. I hadn't recognized you without the eye patch. Oh, I can see the scratch there. I hadn't noticed that until the scratch.
He just talks about the closed mine, essentially. Yeah. That's all.
So I'm going to see what this does. The table was clean for them, sitting down.
Different NPCs tell different stories. That's all.
Right. Barely had that.
So they're going to be sleeping for a while. When you're at near death, that means that it takes longer for you to start healing. Sleeping at an inn, it may be too expensive for you right now while Gareth is at near death.
I'm just going to keep clicking to see what it lets me do. Oh, where did I get that gold? Huh.
Oh, Gareth doesn't have any food, so no, there's no food if you sleep. See how like there is 27. Like, sorry, I don't want you to. He's at near death.
It doesn't matter who's got the coins, does it?
No, the coins are all shared equally with the party.
Okay.
You're good.
And now.
Yep, that's better. It may take all of that to heal because he starts healing so slowly at first.
As soon as Owen's down to 1.
Right click on Gareth if you would as well for me. I want to see his near death percent. That should okay, 74. It was almost 100%. So it's going down, which means once that like continues to go down, he'll start healing normally. That's all. Okay. It may be better if you restart because you're kind of really behind the eight ball spending all your money on food right now.
Right.
But it's completely up to you.
All right. What's the quickest way to restart, actually?
Just go there and then hit start new game. And you literally pop up. Same thing.
I'm going to get this started and then we're going to pause for a minute. Actually,
you just click through all that and then I've done this so many times. I have because I'm like, what the heck am I doing? I've died so many times in the very beginning.
I'm going to pause this for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look everybody, Jenn's playing now. We get to see somebody who knows a bit more what they're doing.
Right. Well, kind of.
So
I'll do like you do.
How many times do you think you've played this?
Close to 100.
Yeah. I did not know you could move your direction by grabbing the compass, like I saw you do just now.
Yep. It's a lot. It's a lot of it. Yep. So if you just like press I'm just gonna do like you did and go through there. Yeah, so I could just spin around in a circle and then going up and back is what actually moves me. But if I want to turn, I could just click on the little arrow things and that'll spin me around like all the way around. So
I hadn't noticed that.
If I'm going on like a speed run, normally what I'd like to do. So I'll go on the main map. This is where you start, right? This is where you're at. This is Krondor. Like technically you can go up to here. Now the game blocks you from being able to go back into like where the Mortal are. And like right around like the northern encampments of the kingdom. But technically you can go down here and there's like all these side quests here that you can go through.
Valley.
Yes, so they actually give you both ways to go down into Krondor, whichever you choose. This side obviously gives you more like, and there's like spells, high-priced items here and more to lock chests. I'll leave it up to you, or do you want me to just kind of go through?
Go ahead, play. Go north if you want.
So what I usually do, because there's not really a map, you just kind of go like however. I just kind of like go to different places. Like anytime you go off the road and see these little things, it's like a marker for a town. This is like a little bullshit town. I know there's nothing in here, so I'm just gonna keep going. Right.
And your introduction to this world was the games, right?
Oh, the game.
Did you read them first? Yeah,
you played the game? My introduction was my grandfather was at Electronics Boutique. He was like, okay, so here is Immortal I know. Now there's one thing I can do, and since I'm such a low level, I know this isn't really going to do anything, but I can click on them, and that lets my party know if I'm being ambushed, that my party is now going to be aware of anybody laying in wait for me, like this particular party. Okay, the enemy was waiting for them. See, it didn't work. I'm still low level. So you and I, Glenn, we fight the same freaking way. Same way. Boom, boom, boom. But yeah, so no, my grandfather went to like Electronics Boutique Babbage's and he was like, what's a good game? So he would just talk for hours, and those poor freaking guys were like, but they knew their stuff. So they would eventually, after a long round of talking of things my grandfather liked, say, okay, here's like 3 games. All of these 3s are good, and here's why. And he would end up picking one of them. And since this game won the awards that year, he was like, all right, well, like I like adventure games and stuff like that, so I'll try this. So when I was a kid, I was like, him and my dad used to fight, right? Because my dad didn't like being one-upped by my grandfather, and he would go and get games, and grandfather would, and they lived about 7 houses down from each other. So I'd ride my bike back and forth between them and play games. And my grandfather was like, "You're like 8. You don't understand this game." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but teach me anyway." He goes, "All right." Of course, he didn't know anything about the books. So he was just like, all right, there's some guys. There's something going on up north. Go, have fun. And I'm like, cool. Sounds good. I did not understand what the hell I was doing. I was 8 years old. Okay, so one cool thing about this, and this is something you would need to know. Just because there's rations on an enemy doesn't mean that they're good rations. Like, these are spoiled. Technically, I can share these with my party members, just like it says. But putting them and they'll start eating them and they'll get sick.
Okay.
So always right click on food, and it will say if they're poisoned or spoiled. There can be two things technically.
Okay.
But this stuff I'll just sell. So I'll just throw it in my inventory right now. Soon my inventories are going to start getting full. But whatever. Here we go. I know there's a little house here on the right. I'm going to swing in and there's going to be a house. Brother Jeremy,
so that's
describe.
why I had two separate things of rations on the one character.
One of them may have been spoiled. Yeah, I don't know, which may have led to the thing. I didn't see, though, to be honest with you. This guy gives you a side quest. It's not important. Okay, so here's a mortal. I'm going to click on this guy and just start running forward. Haha! The mortal won't return in surprise. That means I caught him off guard. So what that means is that you caught him flat-footed. I usually use... Okay, this heart thing is if you want to skip a turn, right? And the cool thing about it is technically, if you're low on health, right now I'm not because I don't have like a lot of health taken from me. But like beyond a certain health point, like you can skip a turn and it'll slowly heal you. So that's kind of cool. You can heal as you wait. But that's what that heart thing is. It's just kind of like to take a breather, chill, relax. Ooh, he could hit my Owen pretty bad. Anyway.
What's the scales there?
The scales, I don't use all of them. I think the scales are autoplay. Like if you don't want to fight these, you don't have to technically fight. You can click on that and just if you're like so OP that you don't have to like worry about it. I think like right now I'm not. I mean, it's just the very beginning of the game. I've only done like 3 things. But yeah. Oh, Lockie, get you some armor, boy. Yeah, but like essentially that's it. Where are we on? We're getting on. Ooh, yeah.
So you were introduced to the game at the age of 8. When did you first read one of the books? When did you find out they were books?
Long time afterwards. I was I had already moved down to Central Florida. It was I think I was reading about it on the internet. Ooh, there's some dead body here. Oh no, it's a trap. Okay, another trap. Ooh, there's a spellcaster. And you know these guys with the yellow thing is a spellcaster, right? So that's bad news.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna heart because I don't want these guys to go forward, else I'll run into these things. And the spellcaster doesn't really want to move. It's kind of cool because he's also caught in the trap. It's kind of like, oh shoot, not good. Don't hurt me too bad. All right. Yeah, so I moved down here and my grandfather, or like he may have already been passed by the time I found out about the books. And I saw something about it on the internet, like, yeah, there were these books that were written. And I was like, what? And then like later on, I found out about the lore. Actually, how I found out about Neal, the guy who wrote most of this game, was people were like, oh man, Raymond Feist did such a did a great job with the story. He made a computer game first and then wrote a book. And Neal was like, that is false. That is false. That is false. I saw him like on message boards, like saying you have to like understand what this is a mortal brooch. It doesn't mean anything. It can't do anything. We can just sell them at shops. And then they're pretty
okay.
This is a mortal lamprey. It's a kind of sword. I don't like it, so I just don't use it. That's no big deal. So anyway, yeah, I mean, you had already picked up on the gist of it, but I'm just kind of like, if I'm going too slow or anything, this is a cornfield. You'd think you'd be able to pick corn and get food from this stuff, right? Like you think so, but it won't let you. But you click on it.
These kind of games.
The corn was too young. Eating this would make us sick. And it's no matter where you go in this whole map of Krondor, no matter where, or Krondor or whatever, this whole map, every cornfield is too young, no matter which one you come to. I'm like, really? Really?
Well, you know, the time of year.
Yeah,
every cornfield in the area is going to be.
I think behind this boulder, there's a chest. I'm trying to do this off remembering. Aha, see? I was right. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so this is your first mortal lockbox. So this is like the crux of the game. Like, this is essential to playing the game. This is one of the big selling points of the game. When you ask people what is Betrayal at Krondor, they usually say this right here. So what it is you have to have somebody in your party that reads.
I can't even read the clue. All right.
Sorry. Silently, he stalks me. And you can help me figure this out. Silently, he stalks me. I'm having to lean forward too. It's also small. Running as I run. Creeping as I creep. Dressed in black, he disappears at night only to return with the sun. And these are riddles. That's all they are. You have to have someone in your party that reads Morriddle to interpret the Morriddle language. You are right. Sometimes if you don't know what it is, because it doesn't go through the full alphabet with these letters, you can sift through and by lucky guess get the right thing. But it is one. Congratulations, Glenn.
I haven't seen that one, but I've seen one of these before.
You've got your first Morriddle lock chest riddle.
Yeah. I have seen a playthrough of like the first half an hour for about half an hour.
So these are always fun.
They did like 2 of those.
You always find these notes in magical chests. Essentially what you're doing, one of the cool paradoxes of this game, and I went on about it at length, but I'll make this very short. One of the coolest things about this game is they actually gave lore into how you can find loot boxes. What you're doing is there's going to be another run on the kingdom from the Morriddle up north, right? And what you're doing is you are trying to prevent a war, and you have a Morriddle with you that is absconding, essentially, and he's going to Prince of Rutha, and that's why you're going to Krondor to tell them of a plot, okay, by his own people. But he's escaped, and the enemy up north knows this and is trying to intercept Garath before he can make his way to Arutha, right? So these mortal warriors are laying in wait. And off of the road, which is the reason why they're tucked behind these mountains, what you're doing is you're intercepting messages traveling back and forth between mortal that have already snuck into the kingdom as spies. And you're intercepting a ring of messages going back and forth to Delicon, who is the mortal leader sitting up north. And what they're doing is they're advising Delicon of Grath's movements. So what these little things are, and it's kind of hard to see what the hell that is, but in these chests are notes, and that's the reason why you're picking up swords and armor and things like that, is they're prepping Morriddle that are already in the kingdom being outfitted for war, so they can just run up on cities unannounced. So you're literally disrupting that by breaking these open and taking things with you. So it's always fun. This is always an important message, but you may not understand because you're down here and you don't know exactly what's going on. So right now this seems cryptic, but it says the Six have advised the field commander that Garath of the Ardanian has now moved south. He may be accompanied by a Signio of the Krondorian court. Be careful to monitor his activities and take measures where appropriate. Well, we've intercepted that. Nice. Since it really doesn't really matter for gameplay, you'd think there's a spell here. That's what spells look like. And if you right click on them, it'll tell you the name of the spell. Eyes of Bishop. It basically allows you to see stuff. So you have to give it to a spellcaster, obviously. These guys can't do anything with a spell. And you just click on that, and that means Owen learned it, and the spell disappears. I hate leaving the note in there, but I can't carry it because of my inventory room. Anyway, that's it. That's your first. Congratulations to Glenn for getting the first lock chest. I don't know. Easy one. That was kind of an easy one. I don't think there's anything in this house, but let's check.
And I've been playing the riddle game, as in I've been reading The Hobbit since I was 8 years old. So
you did it without some people have to sit and ponder that I've watched play and stuff. So this is the bridge. Let's go back over the main.
Some of them I might have to.
So you've made your, okay, this is where you started. This is where you're at. And you can't go north or east of this city much. You gotta turn around. But I think there may be one. Actually, no, you know what? I'm going to go here. I think there's another chest back here. Let's see if it's shadow again. No, it's not. It's another riddle. Let's check. He gets short when he gets old. He goes out. Then it gets cold. And also,
Fire.
It's a little bit too long for so let's look at flames potentially. No. But that you're on the right track. I know what it is. It's very, very close. It's something that goes in a fire, and I'll give you a hint. It starts with a C and ends with an S. Like something that keeps the fire lit. But you're absolutely right. You're 100% right. You are dead on it.
Shit. No, I don't know. I'm not.
I'll do Vanna and like spin to be like the next. It starts
cinders.
Oh, you know what? I was wrong. Cinder. I thought it was coals, but it's cinder. I was wrong, cinder. And you were right. Oh no, I thought it was wrong. Oh my god, it does not let me have it. Wait, I know it's something having to do with fire. Oh my gosh. So like, what is it? Is it candle? Oh my god, Glenn, you're right. It's gotta be candle. I'm giving you like a high five across the screen. Great job. Ooh, we got another. Okay, so this is Stardusk. That essentially lets us see at night. Flamecast, we got our fireball spell, and then this, but we can sell. And I always love to read these notes. It's so fun. What's it say? Excuse me, Nighthawks. Sorry, I'm listening.
In Elder Scrolls, I always read the books.
Yeah. Oh man, that can be so tedious though. Nighthawks should be advised that the magical traps sent earlier are of an inferior grade and are often unreliable. We have staked out 2 sections of Kingdom Roads to the south of Zune. That's the one that you actually set off, Glenn. You set that one off.
Yeah.
And west of Tearsog to test a new design by the 6. The 6 again. Huh. I wonder who the hell those guys are. All right, let's read these magic scrolls and then back out. Cool. Done. Yeah, I thought there was another chest over here, but I'm just going off muscle memory. Yeah, I played this game in time or two. All right, so there hasn't even been a day yet. So this is the first day of gameplay. We're going to have to get some food soon, aren't we? I'm running the same thing. So these little things you come to on the side of little towns, it's kind of spooky. They're like what they look like. They're graves, which makes sense. Little towns have their little grave sites that are stuck out. And the funny thing is each little tombstone will have a funny saying. Now, you can't go into them unless you buy a shovel. Sometimes there will be treasure hidden under these graves. Sometimes there will be spirits, and the spirits, especially at first level, are very hard. They can cast magic at you. But I think there's a chest or something back here I'm seeing. Yeah, you have to go right up on it and click on it. Okay, there's a little shell, which is like a little bullshit trinket you can sell at a market. Yeah. Right. Doesn't really do anything for us, but you can get money from it. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's a little town here. Yeah. And I think there's these little red. See how these look different than the other buildings around them? These red guys are usually shops. So, but see how the different shops in different towns do different things. Like, so Lemieux is a big town. Like, you've got like swords and armor. You can sell all sorts of stuff. This guy only has like trinkets, like pick locks, keys, that sort of thing. So I know that he can sell. See, this brooch on that spellcaster he dropped, that's a pretty penny. 37 sovereigns, that helps. But if I try to sell him my armor, he says I have no use for such an item. He'll just say, nope.
Specialty shot.
Essentially. All right, so I know he can't take any of that. But what we did, let me get back to my inventory, is that we got a little bit of money now because we're going to have to buy some food. So what I'll do is, because I'm not going to do like all this other stuff. Usually I go here. Oh, I think if you go, like, I'll do it just to show you what it looks like. He does sell a shovel here for the cemetery outside, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. You have to have some shovel. You get 25 of them for 6 gold. And because I'm a pussy and I'm sorry, I don't like haggling. I just say okay.
That's fine.
I just say okay.
Does it not, your antipathy towards haggling take effect in other games too?
Not so much. I just knew. I you know what it is? I think it's because as a kid, I couldn't ever haggle correctly, so now I'm just gun shy of it with this game. I'm okay with it if I know I have a character with like high charisma stats. Wait, where was this? I think I passed I have to go back over the. See, sometimes you get turned around too. Yeah, here we go. The cemetery. All right, here we are. Ooh, we're getting low. We got to go to Lemieux. All right. So this is just to show you Paul Dudding. No one ever knew where he came or where he went or when he went. Shall we dig up this grave? Yes. So you get these little shoes. What I know that they're a thing called weed walkers. It's you just sell them. Essentially, it's supposed to, if you get more info, it says affecting player statistics. That means nothing. But I just know that happens to make you more stealthy, but it doesn't really. It's just, if I go to that little shop, that specialty shop, I think he'll buy it for like a pretty penny. And that's way more worth it to me right now. In the wilds was the Haddadi woman. Oh no, that sounds like it could be a clue for a ghost. So what I'm going to do right now real quick is save it. This was an old save. I'll save over it, sure.
Almost use magic. Funny.
Yeah, I hate using magic. Just a body. Oh, phew.
Does that go for all games too, or just this one?
Just this one. I like Owen as a smash staff. Water took her to the deeps. That's strange. No body. I'm not gonna worry about it. Another helping put him 6 feet under. Okay, so poisoned food. Okay, I almost put that. But that's why he's in the grave. That's what it meant. That's what it meant. Another helping. A week she cried before she slept. Okay, so this is a ghost. So, very difficult. And the fireball in this game works the same way as in like a regular D&D, to where if you use a fireball on somebody and one of your own party members is nearby, they get engulfed in flames as well. So you don't want friendly fire. Fireball is also a line of sight spell where like you can miss, and if you do hit, everything just goes kabloom. So I don't want to kind of do that in this close quarter combat. Oh, she hit Lockie. Okay, 22. I can. Okay, no, she's sliding. She slides back under the ground but she doesn't drop anything because she's a ghost. Anyway, so that's it. I'm going to get out of here and go to Lemieux.
Okay.
Because I'm low on food. All right, so I'm just
one of the Riftwar novels is titled Murder at Lemieux.
That's right.
It's actually one of the bad trilogies within series within the Riftwar overall cycle.
That's one of the ones I've read, and it is very kind of bad.
Yeah. That trilogy is Legends of the Riftwar, I believe. Or Murder in Lemieux, Honored Enemy, and Jimmy the Hand.
Yes, that's right.
Which is ironic that I don't like those three, because it includes Jimmy the Hand, and Jimmy the Hand is my favorite character.
I'll let you know in chapter 2, once you get to Krondor, you play Jimmy the Hand as a playable character.
Good, because you end up having Jimmy as a main character in the book after a while.
Same thing. Yep.
Yeah. Once you pretty much, spoiler alert, once you get to Krondor.
So usually, because I'm heading in the right direction, I'm going towards Krondor now. This is the first, because I went north, in my case is different, but this is the first lock chest that most people run into, and it's considered the most iconic. Prince Arutha from his lofty perch will find our troops without a search. His men will fall, his castle too, and then what will Prince Arutha do? And it's the 3-letter word. That is exactly right. And then one of the...
I solved it, but I also saw this one.
That is correct.
First one I saw the other day.
Yep.
I watched this one get solved.
It's iconic. And
as soon as it asked the question, I could read it a lot easier on their screen. They probably brightened everything up when they edited it. But watching their video, I don't even remember who it was. He read it and like, die.
Yeah, duh. To me, yeah, but it's in chills. I saw when I was a kid. But yeah, you're right. Duh. I forgot to sell those green shoes. I got to go back up and sell them real quick, and then go back to what I was doing.
Okay.
I'm like, oh crap, I forgot. But anyway, Like if you want to, I'm just like showing you some stuff. If you want to cut in and play it anytime, or if you have more fun watching me, it don't matter.
I'm having
Like,
fun watching you.
yeah.
Yeah,
I,
because I'm also able to see more than just the game.
mm-hmm.
Because when I was playing it, all I could see was the game. So you were just a voice in my ears, not somebody I was seeing on screen at the same
I
time.
got you. All right. So how much are these worth? 57 sovereigns. Right now, that is
Nice.
saving
Just
grace.
about doubled your
Yeah.
money.
Between that and the armor and shit I'm carrying, I'll be able well, right now I gotta give Grath some food. Okay, he has one. Yeah, we're getting it's pretty dire straits for everybody. So yeah. We gotta go to the Lamute post haste. Yeah, they
That's
do.
one thing I noticed. I don't remember the Elder Scrolls games requiring you to eat food to survive,
That's
but they
right.
always had food items that you could find. You search a chest or a barrel and you find food items, most of which you could eat. It
Mm-hmm.
didn't do anything
Right,
unless it was something you could use doing alchemy.
right. I know alchemy's big. Okay, Grath's at
I don't
0.
play a lot of games and I don't do a lot of time playing, but I have spent eh, a, a good fair amount of time playing on other people's Xboxes or PlayStations.
Gotcha. So Squire Phillip is just this NPC or seeming to be NPC dude that
Yep,
Owen met at a party once. Is just out walking around on the road, and you just kind of ask him for directions and stuff, kind of like you did. Oops, I accidentally clicked
yep.
on that twice. Oops, I accidentally clicked on that again. All right, goodbye. Bye, Squire Phillip. And I think this is if you click on it, the mute. Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna as before I go in, I'm gonna swing in and you can see where the mute cemetery is here, and I have a shovel already,
Okay.
but like that's where it's at.
All
So in
right.
these big towns, it always when you hit yes, which is to eagle eye view, because it doesn't like actually have the graphics of you approaching the town. So it kind of does that as a cheap way to go into the mute. And as we know that money's there. So let's go to our shop and sell our stuff. So how did you hear about the game, Glenn?
I think I remember seeing an ad in a magazine
Mm-hmm.
back when the game came out. Probably would it or when it had been out. It would have been probably a magazine that was either about comic books, about D&D, or about Magic the Gathering. But one of
Nice.
those sorts of nerd magazines. At some point, I remember seeing an ad for it, and I'm like, what, Betrayal at Krondor? That's Midkemia. That's the Rift War. I was super
Absolutely.
excited because I'd been reading these books
Mm-hmm.
since mid late '80s.
Oh wow, yeah.
So I'd say the late '80s, like probably around '87. I think is when I first read Magician, '86 or '87. Um,
I played this game first and then is when I read, started reading the pug books and stuff like that. I was like, I didn't even understand until way later. If you go to
yeah.
this garrison up here, there's a lot of talk. Essentially, there's a dude up there that gives you a side quest to find a ruby. And where the ruby is at is over in this area, but I'm not going to say where or
And that's in the book.
it is indeed. So you get the ruby side quest. You already know all about it. Okay, so there's that mortal hiding in the trees,
I'm
which
assuming the game has a side quest that deals with the River Pullers Guild.
oh, that is the entire you're not able to progress in the game. That side quest actually becomes a main quest. You have to get
Okay.
Grath eventually once you go out of Krondor. You have to get him to Romney, a provincial river town in the heart of the kingdom, as they say. And to look oddly enough, like we talked about, those chests,
Along the
because
river Run.
you're intercepting stuff from Nighthawks. Anyway, you go there and you can't get in. And the main quest is talking to Mitchell Waylander of the River Pullers Guild and trying to throw some weight around with him and Arlie Steelsoul, which is so annoying, and trying to get the Glazers Guild seals that will allow you to enter Romney. You cannot proceed. Oh, looks like I'm going to be ambushed. Okay, cool. Sounds good. But anyway, yes,
that is. See who they want to kill.
Oh, they're coming right at Grath.
Yeah, he made a beeline for Grath.
Sometimes
and the other guy's going after the easy one.
Yeah, sounds like it's and they ambushed me pretty well. They knew what they were about. Obviously, as you get closer, as can be expected, to your quest destination, in this case, Krondor, enemies are going to get more thick on the ground, because they're laying in wait for you, essentially. And it also makes sense for them. I mean, to go back into my whole, okay, so those are normal. To go back into my whole, oh man, they actually put lore into their loot boxing. No regular farmer could stumble across that chest on the side of the road and open it. I mean, even if they found it, they wouldn't. Okay, so here's a whetstone. It's important. I didn't want to buy one at the town, but if you drag it over to where your sword is, it improves sword quality. And after each battle, your sword goes down. So if you just drag it over and let go,
it's like using the armorer's hammer.
Yes, 10,000%. And I never usually paying for those. I usually wait until I find one, and then after a while, I mean, once I get a lot of money, I don't mind spending it out of town. But yeah. And this is a very passable.
All cities done the same way that Lamut is done?
No. So say, for example, let's go back. So where we were at, and we were digging up where I fought that ghost or whatever. Yeah. All of these little yellow, see, that was a yellow town that was here. I didn't even go into this town. It was just on the side of the road. That's close to by where you start, because you actually start the game right here. Yeah. Any of these white ones like Krondor, obviously, Sarth, Lamute, Sethanan, obviously, Balex Cross. The big ones are white, and that's when you'll have every town has their own unique music, which you can't unfortunately hear in because my sound is turned off. But I really like I know it's very MIDI music, but they all have their own theme, and they all have their own cell paintings, and they all have their own little stuff. So
okay,
but no, some of these little towns, you
can actually walk around.
I just blow by them. Don't even need to interact with them.
But you can walk around in a typical sense, with in this interface here.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do like you did it and go into this trap. Technically, I've already went into one because I went north, but I'm gonna go. You always have to run into this one, and it's the first trap you're supposed to find. But I, fucked off and went around. Sorry, I cursed again. But anyway, I went the other way. I went the other way.
Fucking care.
So what made you change your mind on the cursing perspective, may I ask? Is it because of us? We couldn't keep our mouths quiet? I'm so sorry.
Well, no, it's not so much. I just didn't. There was 2 or 3 videos that I just couldn't be bothered to edit them out. I was like, didn't want to. I was just too lazy, or didn't feel like staying up long enough to take the extra 30 seconds to a minute that it can take, to tweak it out. Usually 30 seconds, I can, less than 30 seconds, I can get rid of it. But I just couldn't be bothered anymore to worry about it. If we ever hit 1,000 subscribers and our videos get monetized, then I will start censoring F-bombs and either C-bomb. I do still ask that nobody uses either C word.
Respectable.
You can say fuck, just don't say those two.
I got you.
Yeah.
I rarely use that word anyway. I mean, I do when I'm very mad, but I doubt that I'll ever be in a position on What the Adaptation to drop that word. I mean, if so, I don't think that hopefully
if that's the case, if you feel the need to drop that, either of those on this channel, something's wrong.
Something's
And we're probably not using whatever was being recorded anyways.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Something is gonna be very wrong. Okay, that guy ran off. Whatever. Peace. Just bleed out.
Yeah, but he
So
could go get reinforcements. I don't know if this game does that, but
no, it doesn't. I'll let you know. They didn't have the what's
the
the word?
technology.
Thank you. Yes, they didn't have that. So it looks like there's a chest down here, yes?
Yep, that looks like a chest.
Cool. We got a spell. What is this? Flamecast. We already know that spell. So the thing that sucks with spells, you get so much money. Like get hundreds and hundreds of sovereigns from them, but most shops you can't sell them at. They don't know what to do with this scroll. So you have to make a tactical choice. You have to decide, do I want to carry it? Because it's only like a 1x1 square like grid taking up your inventory. Like, do you want to carry that with you until you come to a town that will sell a scroll or buy a scroll or not?
Well, first I'd try to get any wizard I have in the party to learn it.
Yeah, absolutely. In this case, Owen does. Oh, I should tell you. How do I know if which spells my wizard knows? So this little thing is bringing up. Now this will change if I'm in combat, but these show me non-combat spells if I'm not in combat. That makes sense. So different schools of magic do different things. It's not important, but these will. If I hover over it, it tells me how much health it costs to cast, and then what it does. Like this can sense vessels. What that means is if it senses if a chest is trapped, which I would use a lot actually. Oh no, it's actually this one. Sorry. Oh, and this I'm not going to use for reasons. Oh, I'm sorry. Grath isn't a spellcaster. I accidentally clicked on him. I apologize. Didn't mean to do that. And this creates light above ground for 45 minutes. So anyway, but yeah, that. Oh, and a list of them. If I right click on the character screen and like I can actually toggle through people by left clicking on each of their portraits. I'll just toggle through everybody. But Owen, like if I want to read background about him, I can right click him in here and see everything about him, but I'm not going to go into all that. But see where it says spells, any spellcaster, it'll just show like a thing.
So the shape is the school.
Yes.
That it's in, and which dot or which symbol inside the shape is the spell.
1000%. Yes, sir. That's what it is.
All right.
So if we want to, oh shoot, I didn't see these guys.
Here.
No, that's okay.
I'm just hiding my screen for a minute.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I'm just gonna go over and like, you can see some of the I don't want to get too much farther than where you're at because I don't want to start spoiling you. But anyway,
don't worry about spoiling me. Do not worry about spoiling me.
Ooh, this guy's beating up on him. Yeah, so when I was a kid, I was like, man, I want to learn all about this game. And my grandfather's like, why don't you like games that are like My Little Pony or some shit? And I'm like, nah, this is where it's at. Yeah, it was just I don't know why I fell in love with it, but I did. And I think that molded me into who I am. Owen is near death. If he gets hit, well, okay, Owen is dead. Dead. Wow. You got to spend some of the money on restoratives now. Heal him up. This guy's super strong. Locklears did not do right by him. Owen, we hardly knew ye. All right. Okay, these rations are poisoned. I'm going to have to go back. I'm going to have to go back and heal Owen. And sell some of this shit. Anyway, yeah. But I'll probably stop there. Like I'll go back to like heal him up and then like go back to where I was. The thing that sucks about this game is obviously like any other RPG game is inventory management. And finding places that will like buy your shit. Because you got to go all the way back in this case to Lemute. I happen to know like I can go there pretty quickly. Like I'm making right at dusk.
See, I
But it's
actually
just
have a
because I
friend.
know it.
Their favorite thing seems to be inventory management.
Oh yeah?
That in crafting. They,
That can be so tedious. It sounds cool.
that's their thing.
That's really cool. I'm happy
That's what
for
Mark.
them.
Yeah, I don't get them. It's just no, I couldn't sit there and do that for hours and be
I
happy.
agree. Neither could I.
Not and be happy about it. You know.
Right.
Yeah, I did for a while there when I was playing Oblivion at my friend's house. Abuse some broken bugs that seem to have been programmed into the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a method of with in Oblivion, and you can do it in Skyrim, I think too,
Mm-hmm.
where using your bow, you can do this like weird thing and shoot a bow into the floor, an arrow into the floor, and as you do it, it duplicates an item that you had selected a number of times equal to the number of arrows you have equipped. So you max out
Oh.
on. So you find a super. You take the most expensive item that you just picked up
Mm-hmm.
at whatever dungeon that for your opening dungeon. You
Ah.
duplicate it standing there in the store in front of the shopkeeper. You duplicate 100 copies of it, pick them all up, and not having to move. You just turn to the shopkeeper and you start doing the sales with the shopkeeper, and you sell them all 100 some odd
Yeah, and you
versions
just
of
mm-hmm.
and you do that as many times as you need to duplicate money, to duplicate and get the money you need to buy the stuff you want. And
Yeah.
I would do that, and it was some resource management BS that you had to play around with, and then juggling how to do that.
I'm
I
trying to
had a
think.
beginning,
Go
I
ahead,
had
I'm
a
sorry.
first level character. I had a first level character that had like 95% armor wearing nothing because I had used a similar method to permanently imbue items I was wearing with, the spell effects of an item I was wearing onto me. It was using the same method basically as the duplicating, but it was a
It
broken
takes a
bug.
while, yeah, to do that though. That's the only thing that sucks. All right, I think
But
we can sleep it off now.
yeah, I just don't have time to play games most of the time. This literally is the only game I have on my computer.
Yeah, I play
I
like
don't have any games on my laptop. Other than this, my
mm-hmm.
phone or my tablet.
Yeah, I don't like mobile games that much. I agree with you.
No,
I'm not a big mobile game person.
I don't even
Um,
have solitaire on my computer, tablet, or laptop, or phone. I mean,
well,
none of
your
my
thing is
devices.
you do what am I thinking of?
I watch TV and I read.
You watch
And my
TV and
reading,
you read.
yep, and my reading has been audiobooks mostly the last 2 years.
That's your form of entertainment. Like everybody gets their own thing.
Yeah,
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to like travel back and I got plenty of food and Owen's all healed and all my armor's good and blah 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 blah. So Squire Phillip is just going to be there on the road for no reason and it's kind of really sus. I was just like, no, if you go back to where you were, he's there. Like there's a reason for it, but I'm not going to get into it. Like
okay.
it's a big huge surprise toward the end of the game, but
I
yeah,
can't
anyway.
remember if I don't remember him in the book. I might have
He's
missed him
he's
in the book.
not that important. He's really not that important. He's just kind of shock
Yeah,
value for half a second, but it's not essential or whatever. Anyway, so here's where I was. So I'm going to go back right at to where I was. Yeah, this was literally the place where I fought the guys. It's right at dusk. Okay, so it's morning. I'm all healed up, got plenty of food. My weapons look good. I got about 340 gold. And just to go into I'm headed this way because you gotta beat
to the valley.
I gotta meet an old friend, but yeah, I'll probably save here and then I'll probably like talk with you for a little bit if you want to talk about what's going on with what the adaptation. I forgot
Yeah.
how to say.
So thank you guys at home for watching us play. Jen, thanks for playing with me and taking over. It made it a lot easier to sitting back and watching is so much easier.
Yeah, no worries.
We're not sure when we'll be doing another game night, but we hope to bring more of them to you. There are lots of games out there that we could potentially try playing or have other people on to play. So come back next week as we continue our normal stuff. What's our next thing coming up, Jen?
Oh, it's
The season 2 wrap up.
It's the season 2 wrap up. So you let us know about that, Glenn. You have some guests
we've got Rebecca coming back, and we should be having Lauren from Unraveling the Pattern. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to be awesome.